This is the real story of the deadliest storm ever to strike the United States. Families were relaxing inside their homes. Children were sitting in classrooms. And nobody knew that within minutes, their world would be destroyed forever. Suddenly, the sky turned dark green. The wind became completely silent. Then a terrifying roar echoed across the town. It sounded like thousands of trains crashing together. People ran outside, and what they saw froze them in fear. A giant black tornado was moving across the United States, destroying everything in its path. Homes were torn apart. Cars were thrown through the air. Entire towns disappeared in seconds. But the most horrifying part was, this was not just a storm. This was America's storm of doom. Hello, everyone. You are watching Storms of Doom. If you enjoy real stories about the deadliest storms, earthquakes, and natural disasters in the United States and around the world, then make sure to subscribe to the channel right now, because here we bring terrifying and mysterious disasters that shocked the entire world. Deep cinematic tone, April 3rd, 1974. No one knew that this day would soon become one of the darkest days in American history. The morning began peacefully. Across the Midwest United States, in small towns across Ohio, Indiana, Alabama, and Kentucky, life looked completely normal. Children laughed on their way to school, families prepared lunch, factories opened for work, and farmers looked toward the sky, expecting only normal spring rain. But high above America, nature was creating something terrifying. Warm air from the Gulf of Mexico was colliding with freezing air coming from Canada. Meteorologists inside weather stations started noticing strange signals on their radar screens. At first, they thought it was just another thunderstorm system, but within hours, the pressure in the atmosphere began dropping rapidly. Storm clouds started growing larger and darker. The sky slowly transformed into a frightening shade of green. Many people later said it looked like the world was ending. Around noon, powerful winds began sweeping across towns. Before noon on April 3rd, 1974, the weather across the United States started changing rapidly. People in Ohio, Indiana, Alabama, and Kentucky began feeling that something was terribly wrong. Trees shook violently, and suddenly, the entire atmosphere became terrifying. Trees shook violently, and suddenly, the entire atmosphere became terrifying. Some people noticed the sky turning green. Fear slowly spread across towns. Shop owners rushed to close their stores. Mothers called their children back inside their homes. But by then, it was already too late. Inside weather stations across the United States, meteorologists watched their radar screens in shock. A massive supercell storm had formed. This was not an ordinary thunderstorm. It carried enough power to destroy entire towns. Emergency warnings began spreading across the country. Take shelter immediately. At that moment, one of the deadliest storm disasters in United States history had officially begun. After the tornadoes finally passed, the United States looked completely destroyed. Entire towns had turned into piles of debris. Families walked through the ruins, searching for their loved ones. Rescue teams rushed into the destroyed cities. Hospitals quickly became overcrowded with injured people. Doctors worked non-stop trying to save lives. Many children cried as they searched for their parents. Emergency sirens continued echoing across the cities. Huge trees blocked roads everywhere. Power lines hung dangerously across neighborhoods. Some survivors were trapped beneath collapsed homes. Rescue workers searched through the rubble for hours. Entire neighborhoods were left without electricity. People gathered inside temporary shelters. Many families had lost everything they owned. Some towns looked like war zones. The National Guard arrived to help survivors. Helicopters flew over the destroyed cities. Food and clean water became difficult to find. News channels across America reported non-stop on the disaster. Survivors shared terrifying stories of the storm. Many people could not recognize their own towns anymore. As night fell, the destruction became even more frightening. America had never seen destruction on this scale before. The deadliest tornado outbreak in American history had changed the United States forever.